Although Jane Addams' work was important, through her social work, Ellen Gates Starr explored the arts and the Hull House, thus encountering immigrant children, giving them a better education in exchange for her time and life. Ellen Gates Starr's work first started growing up in Rockford, Illinois. Miss Starr was born in March 19, 1859. Ellen is the third of 4 children in the family. Before she was born, her family moved from Deerfield, Massachusetts to Illinois Farm. Her family was very influenced in art and feminism. Ellen Starr's father actively supported female suffrages and women's rights, as well as equal class education for all. She did not go to college in Rockford with Addams, but spent a majority of her schooling with Addams. Miss Starr worked in 2 schools before starting up at the Hull House. Ellen Gates Starr co-founded the Hull House with Jane Addams in 1889 in Chicago's near West Side. By 1907, their vision has expanded into a 13-building complex that served mainly immigrants in captivity, such as schooling, a library, a post office, and a residence for working women. Some of Miss Starr's students even donated money to the Hull House to make the house possible. Even Ellen Gates Starr set up a household with some family mahogany and in the vague idea of helping people around them. Later on, she would also encounter immigrant children. Even before the Hull House, Ellen encountered children on a daily basis when she was a school teacher in the city. She taught literature and art history in 1880 through 1889. When Jane told her about the Hull House, she saw that Hull House would offer her the means to combine her interest in social reform and art, thus her encountering the children on a daily basis. Noting the prevalence of sweatshops, child labor, low wages, and long hours, she joined with Florence Kelley and others in the battle against child labor. Child labor was extremely common in that time period, and was even more for the reason of Starr's help with the children at the Hull House. As the Hull House grew and expanded over the years, the most extensive area and the highest wall belonged to the children's building. The Hull House always valued children and mothers. It was so immigrants could be prosperous in the United States. She loved to teach children, but also explored more of the arts at the Hull House. Ellen Gates Starr explored the arts through the Hull House and her studies. During her time there, she promoted art appreciation among the residents of Chicago by establishing reading clubs, teaching art history classes, and decorating Hull House with works of art. Even though Starr took no art courses at Rockford, but came from a family interested in art and feminism. Her aunt had studied art in Boston and Philadelphia and established her own auditorium in Chicago. Both Jane Addams and Ellen Gates Starr were exposed to art in their youth. When Starr was at Hull House, the first settlement house art exhibits sought to improve the lives of poor by introducing ideals of beauty and models of good design. Later on, her involvement with arts and craft movement, the settlement participation of the arts and craft movement, feminine artistry, demonstrated through traditional crafts became accepted creative process. Also, the decoration of public schoolrooms, which to novel a lovely thing, is now carried on by the Society of Art in Schools, of which Miss Starr was the founder and of which she is the president. Although she explored the arts in many ways, she in turn would give her life for the better of immigrant children and workers. Starr exchanged her life so immigrant children could have an education and other minorities could prosper in life. During her time at Hull House, she helped with the summer school in July of 1897, a course offering including Browning and art history, both taught by Starr. Also, at her time at Hull House, she found artists who contributed their talents, who formed experimental artist community. She also fought for women's and immigrants' rights constantly. Starr raised money to help strike workers and their families and even joined the picket lines herself. Chicago newspapers talked about her protesting over the years. A quote from a Chicago paper says, "Miss Starr was arrested while picketing with members of the waitress community. She was asked, 'What was your purpose in being on the Randolph Street March 2nd?' he asked. 'To aid the striking waitresses, cooks, and bakers in the standardization of the culinary industry of Chicago.'" Later on in the trial of the case, the Hull House got a call saying, "I'd like to congratulate Miss Starr," meaning that Miss Starr had won the trial. In short, she gave her life to an amazing cause and took her place in history. All in all, Miss Starr encountered immigrant children, explored the arts, and exchanged her life so others could have a better life. Toward the end of her life, she worked heavily within the Roman Catholic Church. She studied the Catholic arts and their history. Although she wasn't working with children as much as she got older, her impact while she taught at schools in the Hull House was significant. She brought light to the injustice of women, children, and immigrants in her time working in Chicago. She passed away February 10th, 1940. And even though her and her colleagues passed away, their work in the house lived on. In present-day Chicago, in her memorial, Ellingate Starr Park was built, where children can play, pretend, and be kids and not have to work in the industrial world. And the art that she made brought to the Hull House is still hanging in the Hull House Museum. And no matter what, her legacy will continue to go on with the work and effect that she had in Chicago and the people there.